Selam dostlar, hepiniz hoş geldiniz. Bugün sizlerle beraber Alan Wake'e kaldığımız yerden tüm hızıyla devam ediyoruz. Hepinize iyi seyirler dilerim. En son bu şeye doğru gelmiştik. Petrol istasyonuna gelmiştik ve petrol istasyonuna geldikten sonra orada bir polisle karşılaşmıştık ve şu anda geçmiş bir anıdayız galiba. Şöyle bir etrafa bakalım. Benden kahve makinesini çalıştırmam istendi. Kahve makinesi burada.
Coffee's on.
Great, thanks. I'll need it if I'm gonna finish this by tomorrow.
Tamam. Bu ne? TV mi? Aynen, televizyon. Şimdi Alice'in yanına gidelim. Gidelim. Nerede? Burada.
Oh hey, I just finished those cover mock-ups. They're on your desk. Tell me what you think.
Canım, burada kahve varmış zaten. Benden neden kahve istedin?
On occasion, I can perform all sorts of miracles, my dear.
Oh, really?
Well, you seemed to think so last night.
Biraz bir sesi kısayım, tamam. Nereden inceleyeceğim onları? Her yerin üstüne çıktım. Şurada arka tarafta mı? Aynen burada.
These look really good.
Oh, sure, until Barry gets his hands on them.
Aha.
This was a late
Taslak bulduk.
goodbye. 13 years after I'd gotten my revenge, it had finally caught up with me. It had been a long time to bear the pain. My blood painted the snow red. A gruesome slushy dissolved all the scattered painkillers and leisurely dripped down to the sewer, mingling with the...
By the way, will happen over my dead body. The last time was the last time. Oh, and speaking of Barry, he called.
Aa, elektrik gitti.
Alan, please check the fuse box.
I'm right here. I'm on it, honey.
Please hurry.
Ah, burada sigortalar.
Honey, it's a power outage. I've got the flashlight.
Okay.
Ha,
Hi.
elektrikler gitmiş.
okay?
Tamam, sigorta değil.
I'm sorry. It just really spooked me.
Sen de ne
Don't
korkakmışsın
worry.
be.
We'll just break out the candles.
I know it's stupid, but it's just, especially when I'm not prepared for it, you know? It gets to me.
I love you.
Tell me a story, writer.
Okay. I used to have these nightmares when I was a kid. The dark really spooked me, too. When it got really bad, my mom gave me this old light switch. She called it the clicker.
The clicker, huh?
Yeah. If I ever got scared of the dark, I could just flip the switch and a magic light would scare the monsters away.
Oh, sure.
Here it is.
Alan.
Maybe it'll help you, too.
Yeah, nice story, writer boy. You made that up right now, didn't you?
No. Seriously.
Program
I
kapanmış.
love you.
Kalp
Even
atışı
if you are a liar.
kapanmış onun için, şimdi geri geldi. Tamam.
Thanks for this.
Ve günümüz. Geri döndük.
How do you feel, Mr. Wake? Any nausea, disorientation, anything like that?
Yok,
Mr.
yok
Wake,
abi.
how are you feeling?
I'm okay.
İyi desem
My head's
yalan
fine.
olur.
I had to lie about my headache and memory loss. He'd send me to a hospital for tests. I couldn't leave without Alice.
Very well. I don't think you have a concussion, but you've obviously been through quite a shock. You should take it easy for a couple of days.
Thanks.
Orada kamera neden o kadar sallandı ya? Ara sahnede.
If the pain gets any worse or you experience any other symptoms, you should come see me. I'll let you get on with it then. Sarah, Sheriff Breaker, is waiting for you. She's very good at her job. I'm sure she can locate your wife in no time.
Tamam.
Doc Nelson was the image of a small town doctor. Sheriff Breaker had called him to the station to take a look at the cut in my head.
Saray'ı bulacağız. Nerede acaba Saray? Aynen burada odası. Buldum.
Come in, Mr. Wake. Your phone's on the desk. The battery was dead. It's charged now.
Tamam. Telefonumu alayım.
Have you started looking for my wife yet?
My men are already on it. Now, can you tell me what happened?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. We were arguing. I walked out of the cabin.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake?
How did you end up at Stucky's gas station?
I wanted to tell her what had happened last
Yürüyerek.
night, but I couldn't. She'd lock me up. Excuse me. I need to take this. Hello?
Alan, please help me.
Alice?
Ne?
Stop talking to the law. You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife.
Who is this?
Go to the back.
Oha.
There's a hole in the fence on the left. Look inside the junker. I left a little something there to convince you we're all on the same page here. After you ditch the cops, you're gonna meet me in Elderwood National Park. There's a spot called Lover's Peak. Midnight. Don't do nothing stupid, pal. We're watching
Mr.
you.
Wake, can I help you with anything?
I need to get some air. The sheriff said I could go out back. I couldn't go anywhere
course,
yet.
Mr. Wake.
I had to play along with the caller.
Hey,
Alice's life was at stake.
Hey, can you turn the light?
The early morning light hurt my eyes and made my head ache. The man on the phone had said, go through the fence on the left.
Hurda arabayı mı inceleyeyim? Nerede hani hurda araba? Bunda pek hurda gibi durmuyor.
The caller had told me to find a hole in the fence behind the police station. There was
Delik.
something for me in an abandoned car.
Aa burada. Ha burada tamam.
Alice's driver's license had been placed on the front seat. The caller meant business. Barry?
Ow! Ow! Thank God! Where the hell have you been? I've been trying to reach you for a week, you and Alice. I've been worried sick. I flew out yesterday. I'm here in Bright Falls.
Barry, listen to me. I'm at the sheriff's station. Come and get me. I can't talk now.
Ow! What the hell is going on?
I had to get the sheriff to let me go. I needed to get to Elderwood National Park to meet Alice's kidnappers.
Tamam, karakoldan
The
çıkacağız.
kidnapper fired his gun one last time, and the shadow vanished into the darkness it had come from. See? Nothing to it, Wake. The thought of Alice in his hands was revolting. We stood...
Tamam. Bu neymiş ya? Şuradan çık. Çıksana. Heh. Şuradan çıkamıyor mu? Aa, romanın bir taslağı burada.
In spite of its human mask, to describe the dark presence as intelligent would have implied human qualities on something decidedly inhuman. Nonetheless, it found the one spot in the diner that was dark enough. Some light spilled into the corridor, ravaging it, but it took the pain.
Tamam.
A writer is a light that reveals the world of his story.
Aa, kendimizi görüyoruz gene.
Shapes it from nothingness. The way a sculptor carves a statue from a block of granite. If I stop, the world I'm making dies. Darkness will reclaim it. It's a long, hard journey into the dark. Alice's life is at stake, but I can't think about it, or I'll lose it. The dread lingers at the edge of perception. I'll push on. Anything is possible here. I'll write the story. I'll save her.
Hikayeyi yazıp onu kurtaracağım mı?
Marvelous, Sarah. I just wanted to settle all the damage the Anderson brothers...
Gençler hadi görüşürüz, ben çıktı.
Are you feeling any better,
Çıkamadım.
Mr. Wake?
I'd like to leave. Am I free to go?
Well, we still need to talk about...
Am I under arrest?
No, of course not. But I need to know where you'll be staying so I can get in touch with you.
I'd avoid the motel. The Majestic is known for its roaches. The cabins at Elderwood are pretty nice, though.
That sounds perfect.
I'm Dr. Emil Hartman. I'd like to invite you to stay at Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Did you talk to my wife?
I had the pleasure of discussing your situation with her on several occasions.
Did you set something up with her?
I invited her here. My clinic is a place where...
Oh, hey! Oh my! Take it easy.
Aha.
Hey, nobody move! Get your hands off of my client!
Who are you?
I'm Barry Wheeler, his agent. If you have business with Mr.
Menajerimiz mi bu?
talk to me. You yokels won't know what hit you once I sick my lawyers on your asses.
No harm done, Sarah. I'm all right. I don't want to press charges. Mr. Wake, my offer still stands.
Get me out of here.
Hadi
What the
bizi
hell
götür
was that
buradan.
about, Al? We don't need a replay of that thing with the paparazzi. I thought they were gonna lock you up.
I had to talk to someone. I told Barry everything. He thought I was certifiable, but when he heard about the manuscript, I had him. The fact that I'd written something, even if I couldn't remember it, was enough for him. He smelled money. And he believed that Alice had been kidnapped. Anything beyond that was another story. I had a midnight appointment with the kidnapper in a place called Lover's Peak, somewhere in Elderwood National Park. The plan was to rent a cabin.
I don't like it, Al. I don't like any of it. It's not good. In fact, it's the absolute opposite of good.
Tamam.
Mr. Wake! Barry,
Aha
you
gene o
found him.
garson.
Oh, wow. I was just thinking about you, too.
Great.
I was just bringing Rusty some coffee. He's on the balcony, looking after Max. Poor thing. I really need to go. Great to see you again, Mr. Wake. Later!
Görüşürüz.
Who's Max?
What an airhead.
Jeez, Mr. Takes a swing at everybody. This is not her fault. She's a very nice girl and, more importantly, a fan. She
Güzel
even
bir
has a
ev.
fan site dedicated to you. And she was very helpful when I was looking for you. Seriously, Al, what you were saying in the
Tamam.
car, just listen to yourself. What, you shot a guy and his body just disappeared? When was the last time you slept? Are you high? Have you been drinking?
No!
Balkona çıkacağız
Look,
şeye.
Barry, I'm missing a week, and someone's got Alice.
Do you
and everything's
understand
just...
what it sounds like when you say stuff like that? Don't get me wrong.
Wait here.
It's a good story. Could be a bestseller.
Easy there, boy. I'm almost done.
Ne olmuş o köpeğe?
Rusty, right? You rent cabins.
Oh, Mr. Wake. I'd shake your hand, but mine are kind of full here. Actually, I'm sorry about this. Would you mind grabbing the registration form from the desk? It's just across from Bucktooth Charlie.
Okay, sure. What happened?
Crazy poachers.
Aynen ne oldu
Max
buna
here
ya?
got his foot caught in a trap. They're illegal to use here. Hell, you're not supposed to hunt within the park at all. But that doesn't stop some lowlifes. Well, at least Max is gonna be okay. He got lucky.
İyi. İyi. Çok bir şey yok
Max
gibi.
is
Biraz
still groggy from the shot I
ayağını
gave him.
incitmiş.
I'd rather not leave him
Patisini.
alone just yet. The form's on the desk across from the mammoth skeleton.
Formu bul. Bulayım.
Okay, boy. We're almost done here.
Seriously, Al, you can't just go and meet a kidnapper.
Hocam bıraktığımda konuşuyordun. Sen hala konuşuyor musun ya?
You gotta talk to the cops.
She's my wife, and it's my call. Can we talk about this later?
No, this whole thing.
Hocam sus biraz sus.
You hit
Çok konuşuyorsun sen.
I think this is the form you wanted.
And here are the keys. Okay, you're all set, Mr. Wake. Glad to have you staying here.
Thanks. Can you tell me how to get to Lover's Peak?
Oh,
Al
sure.
bakayım anahtarı.
It's at the end of the nature trail. Just follow the paths, you'll get to it eventually. It's an easy walk. Nice spot, too.
Tamam.
If you have any trouble finding it, just keep your eyes on the radio map.
Trying to pull
It's
a joke
right
on
below
me, freak me out? It's working. Ha ha! Let's have a laugh on Barry. Well, you had me going there real funny.
Hocam sen
Al.
hiç
You can quit it.
susmayacaksın galiba. Ben onun için gidiyorum. Senin hiç susmaya niyetin yok.
That's just crazy talk, Al. Al. Al? We should go to the sheriff or call the FBI.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her! This is not a goddamn debate, Barry. I'm going to Lover's Peak. He said to come alone.
Okay then. I understand. You're my best friend and I'm worried that you're not right in the head. Tell me what to do to help, and I'll do it.
You stay here, and if I'm not back by morning, call the cavalry.
Tamam. Hadi bakalım.
Just be careful with the natives, Al.
Şifayı kapmış ya.
Everybody hates a tourist. Or it'll be deliverance all
Dostum,
over again.
sen çok konuşuyorsun, ben gidiyorum. Bayağı kahve var her yerde. Bu o ev değil. Pil. Pil. Al pili. Evi şöyle bir kolaçan edelim. Evde bir şeyler var. Aç aç aç. Işıkları aç. Oyunda ışık her şey. Burayı da aç. Açıkmış zaten. Şu üst kata bir bakalım. Bir üst katta bir şey bıraktık mı? Adamın yanına ne zaman varsam konuşuyor ya. Hocam sen hiç susmaz mısın ya? Gittim ben. Koşarak gidiyorum evden. Evden gidemiyorum. Bu tarafa gideceğim. Heh. Pil yok mu ya? Yok. Şu arkayı bir gezeyim bakayım bir hızlıca. Termos değil de ben pil arıyorum aslında ya. İyice soluk soluğa kaldı. Bir dakika. Bunu nereye koysam ben? Bu bence şurada dursun. Yukarıda mermi gözükecek. Merminin altında dursun. Çünkü o tarafta da şeyi kapadı. Fenerin kaç pil olduğunu, fenerin enerjisini kapadı. Heh. Tamam, bura oldu işte. Bura güzel. Hatta şöyle alırsam çok iyi oldu. Tamam. Yeri güzel. Yerini beğendim. Taslak.
Barry had never gotten along with Alice, but he knew Alan loved her with an almost frightening intensity. And now something had happened to Alice. And here was Al armed with a gun and saying things people got put in padded cells for. It was as if his friend had experienced a massive psychotic episode and was now totally disconnected from
Barry. Barry yukarıdaki adam o. Geveze herif.
I knew I should have gone to the cops. This wasn't the smartest thing I'd ever done, but I was still angry with Barry for trying to talk me out of it. These people had called me right in the sheriff's station. The cops wouldn't scare them. And they had Alice. Barry had the keys to the car he rented. Wasn't a long walk to the visitor center, and it wouldn't be any use to me in the forest.
Arabasız mı gideceğiz? Araba güzelmiş ama ya. Arabayı yanımıza alsak. Fener şey var en azından. Farları var onun. Bütün silahlar gitmiş. Şu evi bir kontrol edeyim de. İyi, ışıkları var buranın. Al tabanca mermisi. Tabanca mermisi. Tabanca.
Welcome back to the show, folks. As promised, our very own Dr. Nelson has just parked his rear end in the studio. Doc, what's your Deerfest plan like?
Biri geliyor.
You
You make it sound a lot more organized than I ever seem to manage. No plan, really. Just taking the atmosphere. I'm getting a little too rickety to do much more than that, you know. Tell me about it. Those sack rays for us older.
Bir ayak izi duydum ben.
Yes, exactly that. But I'm gonna check out the parade, of course. And I'll be one of the pie contest judges, too.
Kimse de yok. Neyse, hadi devam edelim. Güzel manzara. Hocam kimse yok orta... Aha. Şu an geldiler mi? Şu evi bir kontrol edelim. Mermi falan vardır. Ya! Allah'ım! Hiç beklemiyordum lan onları. Buranın ışığı yok.
Crime and punishment. The cancer and cure of civilization. But some crimes are impossible to punish. Especially in...
Bunu biz dinlemiştik ya sanki.
Tonight's episode. The Man in the Mirror.
He's inside, Agent. He's a weird one.
Neyse gidelim ya.
You're confessing to killing that guy, huh?
Ben bir şey olacak diye bekledim de yok. Bir taslak
The
daha.
air in the visitor center was heavy with an awful smell, as if some rotten drowned thing had crawled up from its grave. Rusty kept coughing blood. My eyes were drawn to the twisted shape of his broken leg. The attack had been vicious. Max whined in his cage. Rusty's eyes were wild with fear and terror. He gasped. Mr. Wake.
Bay Wick dedi. Burada da mı taslak var? Al. Bunu da al. Bunu da okuyalım. Oha bu son sayfa.
Rose knew that Rusty was in love with her, and she liked him too. She liked him a lot. He taught her to dance, and life had certainly taught her the value of a man who was gentle. He treated her well, made her smile, made her feel good. But Rusty wasn't the prince of her dreams, and that tended to underline the
Ne dönüyor ya burada? Tam olarak. Ben onu anlamadım. Biz sağda solda biz romanlar... Ne oluyor lan? Yazdığımız bir roman var galiba. Onun yapraklarını buluyoruz. Sayfalarını buluyoruz ama... Olay ne tam olarak? Hah. Gene hayal gördük.
The vision left me weak. This was no head injury.
Ne oluyor lan?
Rusty, hang on! I'm coming! Please, help me! Anybody? Help me! Help me!
Bir dakika. Şu taslağa bir bakayım da.
The visitor center was sturdy, but the impact turned the front of the building into splinters. Rusty was thrown across the lobby like a rag doll and hit the far wall hard. It didn't hurt until he tried to move and saw his leg bend.
Buradaki olayı anlatıyor şu anda. Nerede?
Hello?
Aa, burada.
Mr. Wake?
Ne dönüyor burada ya?
Happened just the way it was on that page. I found came true. It knew. So dark. It'll come back for me. You must. The lights in the office. I have the key.
Okay, Rusty. Hang on. I'll be right back. Whatever did this couldn't be far. Rusty had found a page from the manuscript. It would help me understand what had happened. Shh. Good boy.
Nerede acaba şey? Ofis dediği yer neresi? Dışarıda muhtemelen. Burada değil. Dur bir dakika. Ha, arkada oda var. Belki burasıdır. Yok, değil. Karşı binaya. Kesin.
The only way to make sure that Rusty was safe was to get the power running and the lights back on.
Aynen burası. Oku bakayım.
At the last instant, I changed direction and threw myself down. The axe splintered the trunk of a tree. I stumbled into the pool of bright light. My lungs burned. I was too exhausted to move. I tensed as I waited for the killing blow, but it never came. I raised my head. Nothing moved in the darkness beyond. For the moment, bathed in the cold light.
Aç bakayım orayı. Piller var. Biraz da mermi bulduk. Hah. Aa, balta.
Too late. Someone had destroyed the circuit breaker. There was no way to get the lights back on.
Aa.
Rusty! The ground was covered with oily patches that looked like liquid darkness.
Ha? Geldiler. Nerede Rusty?
Something had torn a mammoth-sized hole in the wall.
Oha, köpek de gitmiş.
Please don't feed the animals. Fishing.
Ha, çatıdaymış. Ben de diyorum. Aa, onlara dönüştü.
Rusty, no!
Never. Closer than 100 yards. Two bears and wolves. Never approach any of them. Closer than 25 yards. That must be least. Never leave your pet unattended. It is against the law. Even simple berries.
Oha. Aha, devamı var. Tamam. Oha, ne kadar mermi harcattınız lan bana. Lan Rusty. Oha. O adamın yani demek ki onların ne oluyor lan? Demek ki onların öldürdükleri dönüşüyor. Nereye gideceğim? Ha, açılıyormuş burası. Ben bura bir an açılmıyor sandım. Ya geceleri bir şey oluyor buraya.
Forget about it, Barry. It's just me going crazy.
Gündüzleri olmuyor.
Oh, jeez. You're not crazy. I wish you were crazy.
Of.
But you're not crazy. Ow, be careful.
Stay in the cabin. Don't open the door for anyone. I mean it. In that last instant of consciousness, Rusty thought about Rose. He was older than she was. Rose was barely out of her teens, but she made him feel young and forget what a train wreck his long-dead marriage had been. He still wore the ring. He'd been waiting for her to tell him to take it off. Now she never would.
Bu artık mümkün değildi. Rusty iyi birine benziyordu ya. Tamam. Şurayı bir hızlıca bir kola gerçi ben oradan gelmişim lan. Tamam. Orayı bir kolaçan edeyim diyecektim. Geldiğim yere geri dönüyordum. Bir şey var sandım orada. Yokmuş. Kayıt noktasına ulaştım.
Lover's Peak was at the far end of the nature.
Aynen oradan aşağıdan gidiyor. Şu arkaya bir bakayım ama önce dur. Bura pek hayra alamet bir yere gitmiyor gibi ama. Hadi bakalım hayırlısı bir gideyim şöyle bir. Pompalı tüfeği bulduk. Güzel güzel bütün silahlarımı buldum. Geri. Önceki bölümdeki bütün silahlarım geri geldi. Güzel. Güzel. Bura bunun için varmış. Geri dönelim. Kesin şimdi geri dönüş yolunda gelecekler ama. Hayret gelmediler. Ben gelirler diye düşünmüştüm. Hah, geldiler. Tamam. Arkadan saldırdı la. Işık yok mu ya? Lan bir ışık yok mu? Canımızı dolduraydık be. Tepede ışık var. Şeyler olacak.
Nobody in Bright Falls seemed to know where Al was, but Rose, the waitress at the diner, had seen him. From what Barry could tell, Al pretty much fell off the face of the earth when he left the diner. Rose was just the kind of fan that Al hated, but she really tried to help.
Tamam. Şu tepedeki yere bir ulaşabilsem. Bu hurda arabaya özellikle geldim, baktım. Ben şu yukarıya bir çıkayım da. Aydınlığa. Şurada bir soluklanalım. Güzel, pompalı tüfek mermisi. Güzel. Ağzımın ortasına vurdu ya. Tamam. Tepeden bir can dolduralım ya. Gerçi canımız dolu mu? Dolu gibi duruyor. Dur bakayım bir. Doluymuş. Tamam. Lower spec. Peak. Buradan devam. Bay bay. Tamam. Mermi bitti ya. Tamam. Güzel. Mermi bulduk. Şurada taslak var bir tane daha.
I turned the corner,
Bunu da okuyalım.
afraid of what the flashlight's beam might reveal. Suddenly, a roughly painted symbol of a torch glowed in the light. Behind it, hidden by a rock, sat a battered metal trunk. It was here for a reason. Packed with supplies, batteries, flares, ammo. Things you need
Tamam,
to
biz
make it
orayı
through the
bulduk.
darkness of the night.
Bizim bulduğumuz yeri söylüyor. Benim bulduğum yeri söylüyor bana. Bulamamış olsam geri gidip alırdık. Tamam. Buradan mı? Buradan devam. Önde. Tamam, toplu halde. Lan alamadı hepsini. Çok mermi harcatıyorlar ya. Bu mermiler ileride bize sıkıntı çıkaracak, ben söyleyeyim. Tamam, şuradan devam. Ha, tamam, sıkıntı yok. Buranın geçmişini anlatıyor. Burada ne yapacağım? Şurada bir yer var gibi. Buradan mı gitmem gerek? Ama burası... Ha, buradan atlanabiliyormuş ya. Evet. Bakalım bakayım burada ne yazıyormuş.
These little communities revolted him, and he didn't like the trees or the coffee. He now knew that impossible horrors lurked behind the storefronts and smiles.
Tamam. Teleferik var. Teleferiğe bineceğiz galiba. Şöyle ışıkta bekleyeyim de ben. Ne olur ne olmaz. Kesin aşağıda bir şeyler olacak karşıda. Oo, 6 tane mermim kalmış benim. Oha. Oh, iyi. Bir şey olmadı gene. Oğlum bu kadar şeyle ben nasıl savaşacağım? Bu kim?
Come on, we gotta get moving. More of them coming.
Hadi canım, sen kimsin?
That flashlight's kid stuff. The flares will keep the bastards away.
Allah Allah.
can see them too?
Hadi bakalım.
Of course I see them. Come on, we gotta move. Why? Because that's the way the story goes. Yeah, but... Let's move! I lost my gun back there. Oh, I've got a gun. Just keep that light steady on him. It took a moment, but then I recognized him. He'd been on the ferry when I first arrived here with Alice. He knew my name. We were heading in the direction of Lover's Peak. There was no way this was a coincidence. He was the kidnapper. Come on, Wake! You better keep up!
Tamam. Yak yak yak yak yak yak yak. Tamam. Evet. Bir öncekinde oyun burada bug'a girmişti.
Are you kidding? Give me the gun. No time for back talk. Pull him off, damn it. Just a little longer. Scare him off. Get some light on those bastards. That'll keep them off us.
Hadi aç o lanet kapıyı artık hadi.
Just a little longer. I almost got it.
Hadi lan.
Okay, it's open. Move it or lose it.
Gel hadi gel.
Oh, you feeling better now, Wake? All cozy and safe. Better get ready. They'll be on us soon.
Oğlum benim silahımı da aldı bu adam. Vermiyor da. Dur şurada bir şeyler var. Şundan önce gideyim, belki silah vardır.
We fight them as long as they keep coming. Give me the goddamn gun! They're coming! That's not how this goes. Get with the program, Wake.
Oğlum sen manyak mısın lan? Tamam. Dahası geliyor. Tamam. Tamam. Şükür ya. Bitti galiba bu sefer.
Let's
Bitti.
cut the act now. Where's my wife?
I knew you were going to say that. I read it all before. You're a hell of a writer. Congratulations. You're going to bring about something glorious and terrible once we get you some proper editorial control.
What the hell are you talking about? Where's Alice?
I want the entire manuscript, or she's gonna suffer bad.
You touch her.
Oha! Aşağı uçtuk. Bir şey olmadı mı yani şimdi oradan düşünce? İyi. Aha silahımız. Allah Allah.
Come back here! I swear I'll kill you if you hurt Alice! Do you hear me? Come back here! He had Alice, and he wanted the manuscript because he thought it held some magical power. But I had
Bak bunu güzel düşünmüşler.
I had to get back to Barry and figure out my next move.
Neymiş bu
On more
şimdi?
than one occasion, Alice had tried to explain to me how it felt to be afraid of the dark. To her, darkness wasn't simply the absence of light, but something more tangible than that. It was something you could touch and feel. Worse than that, it was something with a mind.
Buradan sonrasına bence artık önümüzdeki bölümde devam edelim. O zaman videoyu beğendiyseniz ve videoları beğeniyorsanız kanala abone olmayı ve bildirimleri açmayı unutmazsanız bana destek olabilirsiniz. Ayrıca videoyu beğenirseniz sevinirim. Hepinize iyi günler. Görüşmek üzere. Hoşça kalın.